Greetings. So in this video, we're going to be at chess.com looking at the wizard, or as the French call him, Le Wizard. And I posted a game where we did a draw, and I was 1900 is tough for me to beat, but I really threw everything at him, and we ended up in a draw. And the computer said we both played at a 2100. So I thought that was interesting. I already posted that game. So this game was a win, but before this was a loss. So as soon as I show this game, I'm going to, where I had beaten him, I'll show the game before this where I lost right here in this same video. So stay tuned. And so let's go through this. In this game, I learned my lesson from my previous and decided to use my best attempt to just try to play good, clean chess. And so, you just want to control the center and develop your minor pieces, then followed by your three major pieces. And so that's really my big tactic here. So no big secret. Let's take a look at this. I liked opening up the E file lined up with the wizard's king, and I've got a couple major pieces, so I want to own the E file with the major piece. It's always good goal. Okay, so here is just an exchange. Now let me go back just half a step here. The reason why I took, I hate to just trade for the sake of trading. I mean, I feel like there's something better I should do. I did this because I didn't want to go to an end game where I've got a knight and a bishop, and my opponent has two bishops. These two bishops are hard to defeat in the end game. So I decided to go ahead and do that exchange, and then I finally was able to step over here and pin that bishop and own the open file. There is, actually this is the only open file, and I own it with a major piece, so that's good. Look for these little advancements. There is one semi-open file over here on the B file. Semi-open because there's only one pawn on it. So, all right, so let's keep this going. Here, I wish I would have took and dealt with this little pawn hanging around out here. But so be it. Okay, so if you've seen some of my videos before, one of the things I like to do is, especially when they're 1900, I think that's a tough robot to try to beat. So I try to mess up pawn structure. And I feel like that gives me a little advantage because now my opponent has isolated double stack. And over here's a double stack also. And so it's not isolated though, but anyway. So let's get to it. Now, one thing that I have to be careful of is I'm in danger under here. If a major piece drops, now I've got this to cover, but this rook is not free to leave the back rank at the moment. So that's something that I need to deal with. And let's see, I want to get to this. Now I do need to be careful. My opponent has two major pieces lined up on an open file, so my attention should be coming here. Again, I'm trying to play good, clean chess. I've got future ideas for this that I end up not using, and as you'll see here in a few steps. But right now, my opponent has two major pieces lined up on an open file, so I need to be careful. Not only a open file, but the only open file. Something to watch out for. So, okay, so I still have a way out. So I have to be careful. All right, so I need to get rid of this problem that I have down here. And so that opens that up. Allows me to escape by going here if I need to. All right, so let's try this again. And I want it to go here for check, but this dang bishop. So I have a bright idea. Let's go back, just have a step of, now I've got 2 attackers and my opponent only has 1 defender. So I'm liking that, but ultimately that's not what happens there. Okay, so I did just take a pawn. Now I got this bishop pinned because of the knight. I mean, because of the king. What am I saying? Okay. All right, so a little back and forth here. And I realize this is being threatened, but I thought I'd fight fire with fire and threaten that queen. And I was really hoping it would get out of the way. I am in check, so I do have to deal with that. And I want to find a square where it can't just get me right back in check again. So that would be this square right here. And there is check, and goes to the back rank. Check. And now it's just a matter of that, and that's it. So that was my win. I'll move 37 against the wizard, and very difficult time with this wizard. Tough bot, 1900. So here's the game that I lost, and I got sloppy in this game. Computer says I played at 74%. The wizard played at 86%. Let's go through this really quick, and I'll show you my weakness. I'll embarrass myself on the YouTubes here. Now, I like when this happens, I like capturing towards the center, and so I like when the Sicilian goes that way when I play the black pieces. And so I do make a handful of mistakes in this opening, I confess, like that silly move right there. For sure. And I'll tell you, I want to lay down some heat on the king side is my idea. And you can see I'm over here on the Richter scale. What's shaking up is I'm behind, and I pretty much stay behind during this whole game. And I'll show you something where I erred. Oh, there I am up a little bit. And right here, you know, I should just forget about my silly tactic that never comes to fruition and play some good clean chess. But I refuse to. I have this idea of getting pieces lined up and, you know, I've got a knight over here. I've got this rook coming up here for future ideas. I don't know what yet, but maybe I get something lined up there. And I just can't get it out of my head, and that's my problem, is I try to force it instead of being flexible in chess. Sometimes that is the problem. And I really wish I would have took this. This is the beginning of my downfall, and the Richter scale is shaken up, and it agrees. So let's keep going. You know, again, I really wish I would have took back here. I should have known better, and but you know, okay. Now this, I'm trying to go here for the win. Okay, obviously. The reason why I go here and not here is because I want to lock that pawn right there. If I go over here, it drops the pawn, and then, you know, it could defend. So, oops, sorry, wrong way. Okay, so that was my big idea, and I thought that might happen, but I said at 1900, he's not just going to let me get away with it, but I have a backup plan, and that is this. I was so focused on doing this on the king side that I completely forgot about this guy. So as you'll see, it caused me a great many problems because my opponent does have a way out, and I knew it was going to end in a draw, and I should have just went for the draw, but I already had one draw. So I thought, well, maybe I could get this pawn in the action and then kind of maybe do something like this and get rid of this bishop and then come up here for the win with the pawn being here. 1900, yeah, they're not going to let that happen. What was I thinking? Come on. And I'm blinded now. I mean, yeah, anyway, okay. And so now the problem is my opponent got these pieces lined up like I was trying to do, but I was so blinded by it that I didn't even pay attention, and I was just so obsessed with trying to get this to work. And now I'm just, I've lost pieces, and now it's over. So computer says the wizard played at 2,000. I played at 1,700. So that's actually more generous than I thought, just because I just couldn't make it work, But 1,900, I should have known better. Anyway, thanks for watching, and, how are you doing with this wizard? Let me know. I'd be curious to know. Leave a comment below, and I'll try to get to my comments and see how other people do. I think he's a tough bot. This is my second video on him, my first victory. Had a draw, a loss, and finally a win. And anyway, thank you so much for watching. And as always, have a great day. Or not. But I hope you do.